Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. I have close to 18 plus years of experience working in multiple MNCs around the globe and having in-depth knowledge of DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. So I would like to introduce you one certification program in a DevOps, and that is we call it DevOps Certified Professional. Now this is a 2 months of program, 25 tools of DevOps you will learn, and apart from that you will also get the access to the LMS, lifetime access to the videos portal. It's a certification program, and you will have 25 assignments and 2 projects along with it. It's a completely weekend program, so here you have classes on Saturday and Sunday. So as part of this course, you will learn multiple things. Here you see that you will learn Linux, AWS, Docker, Jira, Confluence, Python, Git with GitHub, SonarQube, Maven, Gradle, Packer, Artifactory, Selenium, JMeter, Ansible, Kubernetes, Helm, Terraform, Nginx, Datadog, Splunk, and Neuralink. Now, how do we, apply for this? So how can you reach out to us? So you have a WhatsApp number and email ID. So please reach out to us, and we'll help you to onboard this program. Apart from this DevOps certified professional programs, we are offering other certifications as well in a DevSecOps, SRE, and one of the very comprehensive programs which we have is in Master in DevOps Engineering. Yeah, so feel free to get in touch with us and then enroll for it. Thank you.
Okay, so HTTP context define how Nginx process the HTTP and HTTPS connection and so on. HTTP directive used on the HTTP context are inherited by its children context. So that is the upstream, the server and the location context. The server context define the virtual server, so it's also known as a virtual host, which process a given HTTP request for domain name, IP address, and unit socket. So here, if you look at this here, so this information, which is a virtual host configuration, I will customize it also and get using. So, location context, which is not here in this, not here. I will add it. Location context further define how the virtual server process an HTTP request based on the specific URI you have defined, and it can point to a path on the file system or be determined by matching the URI request to string defined in the context. Upstream context define the group of backend applications, application servers, and web server to use in load balancing to use cases. Stream context define how Nginx handle the layers of layer 3 and layer 4 traffic such as TCP and UDP. So before getting, let's finish this one directive. So here we discuss about the multiple context. So default, there's only HTTP context is available, and you can add it more also, and so on. Now derivatives and blocks. So we use derivative to achieve a specific functionality within your Nginx configuration. So a derivative is a single statement that control a given Nginx behavior. So here if you see that this line you can say is a derivative. This line you can say is a derivative. Now the block you can say something like this whole things you can say a block. Okay, and here this is commented, so this whole things you can call it a block. This is also block but pretty large one actually. So derivative is single statement that control a given Nginx behavior. Block is a group of derivative encased in the curly braces. So main was the one which was this one. So look at this here. If you want to understand what is a derivative, so a single line which is a derivative, and this has a one block, two derivative, and server is a context. Okay, so server, start of the server block, listen derivative, root derivative, and end of the server block. So did you understand the derivative and PUC concept? It's very easy. All of you?
Yes. So listen 80 would mean the port of the host, right?
No, no. Derivative means single statement,
No, no,
which
no.
will serve.
The port which is mentioned here, 80, it's the host port, correct?
Ha.
Where you're
So
hosting.
listen derivative will do certain changes. That means if you hit on the port number 80 of that particular host, then listen they will listen, and then traffic will be transferred to this location, the one which you see in the route.
Okay.
Okay, we'll discuss this one right now. Is pending. So yeah, this is a one match I discussed right now. So you can understand that we have a main context, then we have a main context, top level, error log, bid and all, and then event context, HTTP context. Stream context is not there. Inside the HTTP, you may have server context. Right now, I don't have. I'll just show you upstream context, and inside the each context, you have a derivative and block that which we are discussing. So yep. Now this is the MIME types. So MIME types you see here is somewhere. Let me show you. Do you see MIME somewhere? Mm, this is the server context. MIME is for multimedia. It should be. This is the JZip. Let me search. It should be there. Grep MIME. Yeah. So here you see that this is the one which is a MIME types. What is a MIME types? That means your web server, which are the supported multimedia format which is allowed to be entertained by your web server, that you have to specify. So there are certain MIME types which is already here in these locations. If you see that these are the multimedia file type which is be allowed by Nginx by default. So some of the MIME types you can enable and disable it. It's up to you. But by the way, the default which is pretty huge, so you don't have to touch the file. But sometimes special file which you may have it, which is not entertained by Nginx, so you can add here actually. So that is something which we have to understand. So media type is auto two-part identifier for file format and format that content transmitted on the internet. The internet assigned number authority is the official authority for the standardization and publications of these classifications. So I showed you these are the media types. Okay, so now virtual host. So here you can see, I'll talk about the virtual host. How can you create it now? So under the HTTP context, you see that you have one server context, and the server context is called virtual host. So here you can specify lots of things. That means listening port and what should be the name of the server. So right now, this is the IP address, but here it can be domain name also. And then once you listen on 80 port, where you should redirect it that, so it can be any locations where your website is being hosted, like a sites and demo. And here you see that you have a, the one is for uh, this is for HTTPS actually. So look at this here on top. Here you are adding the www to every request. That means whenever someone tried to hit on 80 port uh, or also on 443 port, then what will happen? You see that server name, if they are hitting a domain name, then it will redirect to www.domainname and request URI. That means this is the return 301 scheme and dot dot dot. So here you are adding www to every URL. For example, let me show you one of the website. See here, HTTP. This I'm developing right now. So this is my website, and if you see that uh, here, this website initially when you hit to HTTP, it's going to HTTPS. So that's a one redirection. So see, I'm hitting to the HTTP and it's going to HTTPS. Why? Because I have done some setting in Apache. This is running on Apache. Now, same way, it will should open on www dot like this. So same way you have to do the configuration something like this. So in the virtual host. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, so now we will spend time with multiple configurations. So let's start. So now first thing, the question is how do we create a virtual host? So this configuration file, which I'm having right now, and this will create a virtual host. So I am having ready, just a second. So look at my screen here. This is the path. This is the configuration, and inside that, if you want to create a virtual host, you can create as many virtual hosts you want. So right now I have uh, do you have a listen somewhere? No. So here I don't have any virtual settings. So in fact this HTTP itself is a virtual host acting like a major one, which you have here. So now let me create one virtual host under the HTTP. Server listen 80 port. Server name is, this is a private IP address. Okay, and here root temp nginx. So this directory is not available, so npdir done. Now chmod, what's practices I'm doing 777, but there's another way also. So now let's work on it, and vi, and inside it you make the changes to the server 80 and all. So now I'm saying, hey, whenever I hit to this IP address on port number 80, redirect to this one. So save it. Now you need to restart all this command. I've given it to you. Status. See, it's running. So now if I hit to this, now it's going to this, but that file we have to set up this some permissions, this location. So I'll show you that one. So close. Yeah. Now this one, what I can do, location and block. Second one. So here, listen 80. Server name this. I'll just modify this one. Just a second. The server name should be
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devops.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.